Hello, hey there. I just like to do a review of my Diamond Select Toys / Art Asylum model of the Enterprise D. I bought this was purchased 12 years ago. I got this in I think about 2008. I had just replaced the battery, so so it's working perfectly now. Pardon the qual. I'm I'm so so. Here's one demonstration. I can push this and it lights up, basically. There's the and it looks very, very, very nice. There's the deflector dish, the warp nacelles, the Psard collectors. They forgot to paint over this, so the LED light on the bridge dome bleeds through. So they kind of messed up on that. These writings on these markings those were mine. They didn't come with that. To be honest, I wish I didn't do that. So I'm a very huge Star Trek fan. For those of you who aren't Star Trek fans, the Enterprise D was a Galaxy-class starship, which we saw which was launched in universe, which was launched inside, which was launched in, which was launched within, which was launched October 4th, 2363, from Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards. The ship in universe has about 42 decks. So that's based on what that's based on the can that's based that's what on screen that's what we're told on screen and shown on screen. So this is not beta canon, this is alpha canon. In reality, the Enterprise D was an 11-foot film studio model, which was built into two pieces, and take it back, it was a 6-foot model for the first 2 seasons at least. Then they built a 4-foot studio model. And for 7 and the first 2, if you haven't seen Star Trek, I don't recommend you watch. I don't recommend you start with seasons 1 and 2. I recommend you watch a really Fantastic. I recommend you start with, at the very least, yesterday's Enterprise from season 3. That's a really good episode. And I also recommend you watch an episode such as Drumhead, uh, or Best of Both Worlds. These episodes are Star Trek The Next Generation at its best. Those episodes will really get you hooked. 2020 has been a really roller coaster year, to say the least. And I've been watching Star Trek The Next Generation during the lockdown just to keep myself entertained. And it's well worth it. It allows me to sort of take my mind off this whole COVID-19 pandemic, which, to be honest, I'm totally fed up with. I'm over it. And so, uh, I'm sorry, I'm getting off. I'm getting off track. And so, yeah, Diamond Select Toys and Art Asylum. Oh, even though it's from Diamond Select Toys, this is not a toy. So, this is basically a display model. It is not meant. It is not a toy at all. Even though it's just because. So I want to stress. I want to make that clear. This is not a toy. This is a display piece. Now, they really did a good job on the paint and the design. If you look closely, you can see the Aztec pattern, and they really did a good job. Yeah. They didn't do such a. They they were kind of lackluster when it came to the painting the windows on, when it came to the neck area. On screen, there are clearly windows on both sides of the neck, but but they kind of dropped the ball on that detail. But other than that detail, and the bleed through of the light of the saucer impulse engines and the bridge dome, they did a really good job. Aside from those three minor issues. Other than those minor issues, I'm really impressed with this model. Now, I've had it since, as I said before, I've had it since 2008 or so. And the display is up. There's the display up there. I also have a Diamond Select Toys model of the original Enterprise, and so here's the display. The main display kind of broke on me. Not only that, but I kind of put super glue just to get inside the ball area, just to in the ball socket area beneath this, just so it can remain stationary, because that under normal let me just hold on a second. Hold on a second. Alright, I've got it on the smaller display. As you can see, it's really top heavy, which is why spend so much. The thing I don't get is they spend so much effort to make really good ships, and yet they make really crappy displays. I'm like, what the heck? That just really bugs me to no end. Pardon me. All right. Here's the demonstration with so I can turn this. You push this, and it turns it off. You push it on, turns it back on. Pretty cool, huh? Here's another thing. Pretty cool. That I really like that. And here's the sound effects for when the Enterprise. Now, ordinarily the sound effects would include warp jumps, but because the saucer section has no warp drive, there will be no warp drive sound effects. So I'm gonna do it first one by one, and then I'm gonna do it one by one. Oh, sorry, I pushed it slightly wrong, so we're getting off to a rocky start. Oh. The battery just died, so I won't be able to show you those effects. I mean, alright. So we'll have to. Here's the. That's really cool, isn't it? So I'm going to show you how it looks when it's dark. really looks cool and under the dark, doesn't it? Pardon my forgive the quality of the video. I've only been recording YouTube videos for only the last year. So I'm an amateur. I'm just bear with me on the quality. I'm only just beginning. I've only just begun to record videos. So I'm kind of a rookie when it comes to recording YouTube videos. When it comes, this is my both this model is my I like it. I've liked it. I don't know where, I can't remember where we got this from, but I've had it for 12 years, since at least 2008, maybe earlier. But it was definitely worth it. It's really beautiful. Diamond Select / Art Asylum, they did a really good job on the model. Aside from a few details, they did a really good job. But they make the only downside, they make such crappy the only downside is they make, like I said before, they make such crappy displays. You would expect the ball to have more friction and a little more grip to handle the weight of this, but no. Man, they seem to kind of seem to drop the ball, so to speak, on the stands, like, which is really just ridiculous. Which is just ridiculous. It's just top heavy. This is really top heavy, especially with the saucer section. On a normal stand, watch. All right. All right. This is the smaller stand that goes in that, because there's actually two stands. Because the Enterprise D, because this model can separate, there are two stands, so you can display them separately. Alright. That stand can, this smaller stand can perfectly hold the weight of the saucer. But for some reason, it can't hold the stress of this. That's why the bigger stand is meant to hold the star drives. I believe the bigger stand is meant to hold the star drive section, and the and this smaller stand is meant to hold the saucer section. All right. All right. This is much better. Try to be careful when you're separating this, because the magnet on this is very strong. All right. Yeah. Well, I hope these features. This model is very. Seems to work now. Let's hope the sound effects go all the way through this time. Alright, it worked this time. It worked this time, so that and as you can see, when you reconnect it, it makes that latching sound. As here's where it happens. And when you separate it, you hear Captain Picard's voice saying to prepare, telling the crew to prepare for emergency saucer separation. This was first seen in the pilot episode, Encounter at Farpoint, and it was only, but because of budgetary reasons, we only saw it 3 times in the show. The last time we see it in the TV show was in Best of Both Worlds. The second time we see it was in Arsenal of Freedom, episode 20 of season 1. The first time, Encounter at Farpoint, the pilot. The fourth and final time we see it is in Star Trek Generations, the very first Next Generation movie, which was kind of a pass the torch movie because it had 3 of the original cast members: William Shatner, James Doohan, and Walter Koenig, who played and whose characters who played William Shatner played Captain Kirk, James Doohan played Montgomery Scott, and Walter Koenig played Pavel Chekhov. That was from the original series, of course, not the Next Generation. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review of this. If you, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.